Hi, I'm Doug McKinlay and you're watching Adorama TV. For today's segment, we're going to look at silhouettes and how to get great ones. Now, the technical know-how for silhouettes is pretty straightforward. The difficulty, though, lies in great subjects, where to find them, and the great light behind them. Let's talk about the light first. Like much of photography, the best time to shoot silhouettes is when the sun is lower on the horizon, mornings or afternoons. But unlike some aspects of photography, we don't always need the golden glow of the sun to make great silhouettes. It helps, of course, but we don't always need it. As for subjects, generally we want them to be something that lends themselves to a graphic interpretation of what it is. Personally, I find subjects that are big and bold make the best silhouettes. However, more intimate subjects, and I'm really thinking people here, can also work. Just make sure with people, you shoot them from the side to get a profile of the face, or from an angle with an interesting shape. There are no hard and fast rules that make one subject better than another. It's all about experimentation and understanding the mechanics of your camera and how light works. As I said before, you need to understand light in order to get those great silhouettes. Basically what we're doing is we're backlighting a subject. It's really that simple. But there's a couple of things you have to keep in mind. First, your metering. You need to set your camera to either spot or center weighted for greater control of exposure. For apertures, I tend to stick around the f8 to f11 range. This gives me a greater depth of field, which I like with silhouettes, but ultimately, it's an individual photographer's choice. As for ISO, I start about 200 to make sure I've got that shutter speed, then I go up if I need to. And if the light really starts to go, then I may go to the tripod. Just remember, the light will change quite quickly, so be prepared to shoot lots of images for lots of different looks. Metering and focusing can make or break your silhouettes. You have to ask yourself, where am I going to put that light source? For the most dramatic ones, the light source is right behind the subject, but the sun can also be in the picture. And this is where your metering becomes really important. What I tend to do with my silhouettes is meter in manual at about 25 to 30 degrees off one side of the sun or the other. This gives a truer exposure and doesn't blow everything out. Once I've got my exposure settings locked in, I recompose and correctly focus on the subject. If the meter starts jumping all over the place at this point, I just forget about it and take the picture. And that's silhouettes in a nutshell. I'm Doug McKinlay, and thanks for watching. Don't forget you can also subscribe to Adorama TV for more great videos. And please let us know what you think. You can like, comment, or share this video. And come on by the Adorama Learning Center for more great tips and tricks.